welcome to Let's Talk Soul Line Dance. I'm going to play our intro and we'll be right back with you live.
This your man down, Tony producer. What you say now? And the Line Dance Connection. What you say now? Tap performer. And my girl Queen Sheila. What you say now? Come on, get busy. Hey. It's the Line Dance Connection. Hey. Come on. Hey. It's the Line Dance Connection. Yeah, it's the Line Dance Connection.
All right, all right, all right. Hello out there in Line Dance Land, and welcome to Let's Talk Soul Line Dance. I am your host, Queen Sheila, and today we have an awesome guest with us. But before I bring on my guest today, I want to introduce my co-host. It's this guy. I can't think of his name. Oh yeah, Marquise or something like that. No, really, Marquise Christopher, all the way from Gibsonton, Florida, and he is the leader of. Wait a minute, hold on. I always do it wrong. I think that's right. The A team. Hey, Marquise, how you doing?
Hey, Queen. I'm gonna chop that up to age with the memory thing, but it's all
wait. Hold on, Marquise. Hold on. Give you class, Marquise.
Thanks, Queen. I appreciate that, man. I feel special. God, lady.
What are you doing today?
All is well. You know, I'm enjoying our fall weather. Like no other right now. It's beautiful out there right now.
Yes, so, indeed. Yeah. It feels so good. I was like, we still in Florida? You know? It feels good. And it's early this year, isn't it? Isn't it early?
I'm ready to bring out my winter boots.
Oh, yeah. I always wonder. I said, why do people wear boots in Florida? I haven't figured that out yet.
We ain't got no other time we can wear them. So as soon as we get 75, the boots are coming.
Because it definitely does not get that cold, you know?
At all.
Not to me anyway. So, but we have a guest who's from a place that gets really cold. Hello, Peaches. Washita's on. How you doing? She on the chat with us. So I'm going to bring in our guest right now. None other than Dawn Avery. Hey, Miss Dawn. Wait, let me get your
Marquise, I love that.
It sounds like the static in the TV at the middle of the night when all the channels are gone. That's what it sounds like. That's the wrong channel.
Okay. Do you remember, though, when TV used to go off at 12 o'clock?
Yes.
Yeah. Marquise,
my son doesn't believe it, but yes.
Yes, the TV at 12 o'clock, the snow would, little snow on the screen, and it would go off. And I'm like, wow, now we have 24-hour TV. Isn't that something?
Yep. So now you got that crazy preacher that be on the end of at the end of the night screaming at people.
Oh, really?
Oh, Lord. You must ain't never turn on BET after 12.
No, I be sleep, Marquise. That's way past my bedtime.
You wake up in the middle of the night and then this the first thing that's on. He's screaming, Jesus! I'm like, I don't want to go to that church anymore.
Yeah. I tell you. With Dawn, we are so. Hi, Melva. Melva's tuning in. Another one of our people, one of our followers. We appreciate you. Dawn, tell us a little bit about you and how long you've been line dancing or teaching line dancing.
So I'm Dawn Avery, aka Dawn the Dancing Diva. I'm married. I have 2 children, one stepdaughter, but I've been knowing her since she was 4, and she's about to turn 40, so she's my child. She's been my child forever. And I have
Okay.
a son, 28, who's married, and a beautiful, beautiful 3-year-old granddaughter who I'm so excited about. She's in town, as a matter of fact. I'm looking forward
Okay.
to seeing her. I
Okay.
have been teaching. I started line dancing in 2010, and I started teaching in 2011. So it's been 10 years.
Okay. A happy anniversary.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
10th anniversary. Yes.
10 years, it went by very fast.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
But when you're having fun, it does.
Of course. Yes. Um, so Dawn, tell us about your team and your style of dance instruction, your style of teaching. What is it that motivates you and your students in your dance style, your teaching style?
So mostly for me, because I am a beginner instructor and I stay in my lane and that's what I teach. I like intermediate for myself, but I teach only beginners.
Okay.
And for me, the excitement is seeing new line dancers being excited.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
a step. I had one student one time who she just really hated a sailor step. She just hated it. Just hated it. And
Really?
we would find something else for her to do. But when it clicked in for her, when the light bulb went off, she was so excited, and it made me so excited. So I get motivated by new people who come into the line dance community and just grab a hold of it, just like I did. That's what makes me the happiest.
Okay. And I
Did
can
you,
agree to that. Go ahead, Marquise.
did you start off with the intent of start teaching beginners only, or did it eventually come to, oh, this is the lane I'm gonna be. This is the lane that I get my fruit from.
Well, when I started, I had no intentions of teaching at all. when I started, when I
None of us
started
did.
dancing, it was during a time in my life, jobs, things were funny, and I was just trying to find something to do. And I started line dancing for exercise. Actually, was at a party, and all they were doing were line dancing, and I was frustrated because I didn't know any of the line dancing. It had kind of gone over my head. I just missed the whole thing.
Okay.
So there was a line dance instructor at that particular party, and I started going to her class that very next week. And line dancing just got a hold of me. Well, so I taught, that was in June of 2010. And for my birthday, my husband threw a birthday party for me, my 30th birthday. And I said, I want to have a line dance birthday party. I was so excited about line dance. It was only 6 months into me dancing.
Okay.
And I probably knew 10 dances total at the time.
Okay.
I was excited. And so I had this birthday party and we did a lot of line dancing. And one of my friends who is a preacher, she had a small little church, and she asked me if I would come teach at her church. And I said, absolutely not. This is just my exercise. This is my stress reliever.
Okay.
And she just kept asking me. And I finally started talking to one of my line dance instructors at the time. And she said, you can do it. You can do it. And she helped me, and I taught my first. So I started dancing in June of 2010. I taught my first class in March of 2011.
Okay. Cool.
So, and beginners, to answer Marquis' question, beginners, it never even occurred to me to go beyond beginners because I was so excited with new people learning. And that just motivated me. So I love intermediate and I love advanced dancing for me. But for me to teach, the joy comes from seeing the joy of new people learning dances and, for things to kick in for them. And because it's a full-time business for me and I'm dancing literally all week long, to stay in the beginner lane is easier for me because I don't have time to learn, more complicated dances for so many classes.
Right.
So I stay in my beginner lane. It gives me joy and it just makes life easier for me.
And I was going to say too, when you see, like you said, the new people come in and they leave knowing a dance, or they leave happy because they learned something.
Absolutely.
It does a lot for you as an instructor. It does. I want to say hi, Angela Brown, and hello, Kevin Thompson. From Texas. Kevin's from Texas. Hi, everybody. Welcome. But yeah, Dawn, that's what gets it for me. What about you, Marquise?
Yes, definitely that's what get it for me as well. I think my excitement is, for me, I always wanted to be a part of a group because, I didn't go to college or anything like that, but I always enjoyed watching the fraternities and sororities and this, that, and the other. I always wanted to be a part of something associated with that. So to establish that surrounding us, I thought that was everything. and then just to see everybody, because and y'all can probably contest to this as well. Like, you have your students who y'all teach all these dances to, but never at times, and it's only for me, I'm gonna speak for myself, have I ever sit back and observe and like, I taught them that. You know what I mean? Just take a moment and be like, they learned because I was able to help them in that area.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I rarely do that, but when I do it, you know, it's like a moment of just relaxing and just observing and embracing that, you know what I mean, that special time for an instructor at the same time. So yeah, I do agree with you on that for real.
Yeah. I was
And
gonna
it's
say,
a good feeling to see your students do well and pick up and be happy about it. I get teased all the time because people say, "Oh, your students dance just like you don't." You know, they say they dance just like you. Well,
they say they
that's
mimic the
the thing.
instructor. That's what they say, right, Marquise?
Yeah,
They say they mimic the instructor. That's what, you know,
Yes.
that's what I always hear people say. Excuse me. I was gonna say I have I'll say I do mostly beginner dances, but I teach a few intermediate and one or two advanced dances. But I do notice that, like, new students that I have, hello, Miss Helen, new students that I have that come in, and they might have 2 feet that go that way, you know, nothing goes that way, everything goes this way, and then, you know, after a class or 2, like you said, I'll teach something like, shake a tail feather, you know, something really easy, or something that, you know, just 2 steps to the right, 2 steps to the left, up and back, and maybe a 1 turn, and we good. But when I see them progress to that point, and they you could tell the excitement, you know, I came
Yes.
in, I didn't know nothing. I left, at least I know 1 dance. And, you know, it makes them feel good, but it makes you feel good because you could say, okay, they learned something. I did, you know, I wasn't just teaching in vain. And what I was
Absolutely.
saying last week too, I was talking about one of my students who has only been with me since January, and I was teaching a dance the other day, and I missed a step. You know how you get excited when you're teaching, you miss a step. And she say, Queen, I think you missed a step. I was like, yes. Because that let me know she had been paying attention, and she could tell me, you missed a step. You missed the, you know, the half turn or something that goes. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And I'm excited. You know, I'm excited about that.
Mhm.
So
So
question for you. So you say you teach pretty much all week, and you know it's a business for you at the same time. So how do you keep yourself from getting bored or even burnt out, if anything? Like how does that help you? Because I'm sure you probably did it for some years now. So well, you did 10 years already.
Yes.
So how do you keep from getting burnt out, especially you saying you're teaching as much as you teach right now?
So I get asked this all the time too.
Mhm.
So because it is my job, and I do it all week, you know, it's my regular full-time job. Sometimes, and I love going to parties and I love going to events, but a lot of times I will go just to socialize, but not dance.
Okay.
Or sometimes I just, if it's a weekend, because I usually, like, Sundays are my pretty much my only day off, my only full day off are Sundays.
Mhm.
So if there's a party on a Sunday, sometimes I just won't go because it's what I do for all week. And a
Yeah.
lot of people have a hard time understanding that because they say, well, how come you don't want to go to the party? It's not that I don't want to go to the party, but line dancing is my job. So I have to
right.
say to people all the time, what do you do for a living? They say, oh, I do accounting. I say, do you want to do accounting on Sunday? And they say, no. I say, neither do I. You know, it's not that I don't enjoy the
Okay.
parties, you know,
Mhm.
and I have to tell my students, even if I'm at the party, don't look for me to get up and dance all the time because I'm really just here to socialize and see people, you know, because it's easy to get burnt out when you do it all
Mhm.
the time. And because I have such a great team, if I
Mhm.
am burnt out, I can say to them, look, I need to take 2 weeks off. I need you all to cover my classes because I'm up to here, you know, right
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
So my team is, when I tell you, I can never say enough about my team because they are always there for me. They are always there to help me whenever I need coverage or they need coverage for their classes, you know, because they all, you know, they're teaching Dawn the Dancing Diva classes. But my team has just been, I think they love Dawn the Dancing Diva more than I love Dawn the Dancing. And you know, you can't ask for more than that. You can't ask for more than that on the team. So I'm blessed to have a great team of people working with me every day.
That's a
What
blessing.
what is your schedule actually? You refer to your schedule. So what is your actual line dance schedule?
So we have classes right now. We have classes Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and some Saturdays. In January, that's going to change dramatically, though. I'm picking up quite a few more classes in January. So depends on the Monday. Some Mondays I have 2 classes. Sometimes I have 3. Depends on the Tuesday. Sometimes I have 3. Sometimes I have 4. There's 3 classes going on Wednesdays. Not all that I teach. Monday and Tuesday is mostly me. Thursday is my other people on my team, Ingrid, Linda, they teach classes. So we sort of bebop around, but yeah, so I stay busy. And when I'm not working, and I do have some classes that are not like on my class schedule. Like I'm getting ready to start a class here in the community where I live. They're going to pay me to teach a class here, but it's only for the people in my community. So those are that, I don't advertise because they're only for the community. And we do lots of events. I do a lot of work with there's a cancer support center here that I work with that we do a lot of things with. The Divas in general, we do a lot of stuff. I have one young lady that dances with me, Mary Dale Donald. We call her our advocate. She gets us doing give back. We call her the give back queen mostly. So, because we are all blessed and we, can do things, we give back. So we work with her. She finds charities or things for us to do stuff with that we do. So we stay pretty busy all the time. So the burnout is real, Marquise. The burnout is real. So I have to take time off. I just have to say I need a week. You all handle it. I need a week to just, put myself back together.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's the question I have for you. How do you say like when you're not there, when you say I need 2 weeks off and you have somebody else to teach, do all of your students still come when you're not there?
Yeah, because my students, Tina, Linda, and Ingrid have been teaching for me for years. Tina's been with me almost from the very beginning. Tina started dancing with me back in 2011, I think.
Okay.
So the students know them. So they know them as well as they know me. So they know if I'm not going to be there, someone from my team is going to be there, and they show up for classes. I mean, everybody has their favorites. We call Linda the line dance whisperer because she can teach anybody anything. She's very Linda is very patient. She takes her time. We call her the whisperer, but all of my students know all of my instructors. So we don't have any problems with that. And all of my instructors are great. They each have their own way of doing things, but we pretty much work the same way. We work very closely together. So we don't have problems with that. They show whether I'm going to be there or Linda's going to be there, or they show up.
I was going to say, did you have a special training for those people who take your place when you're not there, or you just picked them because they were good?
Well, okay, so my Angie is my cousin. She's my assistant. She's with me all the time. She's my frontline person, the people who everybody see first. She takes care of the money. She meets everybody first. So she and I talk about who we want to bring on. So initially, when it first became apparent that I was going to need someone else, Tina had been dancing with me for a while, and we had been kind of keeping an eye on her because she was a great dancer. And we had a feeling she would be a great instructor. So I talked to her about it. First, she was a little leery about it because she was kind of shy in the beginning. She's not anymore, but she was kind of shy in the beginning, and talked with her. And she said, yes, she was interested. So I sort of have a process that I have set up that they have to spend X amount of time in classes with me. They have to teach X amount of dances in classes. I have to be able to see what they're doing. So I train them myself. So they will function very similar to how I do. They have the freedom to teach whatever dances they want to teach. I don't tell them what to teach as long as they stay within our beginner.
Okay.
It's a little low level intermediate. Because sometimes Tina will teach a little low level and Ingrid may teach a little low level, but we don't go much further than that because our students are used to beginners. So we don't want to run them away. We want to challenge them a little bit, but we don't want to run them away. So we're very careful. But yeah, I personally train them myself.
Okay. That's good. That's good to know.
So you have, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tina, Ingrid, and Linda, correct?
Yes, 3 instructors.
Okay. So how did it get to a place where they didn't get to a place where they like, I want to, start my own class and start teaching my own class? Like, and I guess that's something we can probably ask them directly, but from your opinion, your perspective, what do you think about that?
So, and that's a really good question. I did have one instructor that was working for me that did branch off onto her own and is doing her own thing. But mostly, it's funny because people don't realize, a lot of people, and I'm sure you get the same thing. People think, oh, it's a cute dance. You know it, you can teach it to me. And we all know it's not that simple.
Right.
You know, you have to learn the dance, then you have to learn to teach the dance.
Right.
You know, you have to learn to count it, to call the steps. So it's not as easy. And then for me, because there's so much behind the scenes work, so much that I do, you know, in addition to just walking into the classroom.
Okay.
So I think my team, when they realize how much work I have to do to maintain my classes,
Yes.
they just give us a class dog when you get a class book.
Okay.
It's just is they know it's a lot of work, and especially when you do it full time, there's a lot of work behind the scenes that has to be
Oh,
done.
oh,
that
no,
people
no.
don't know about. And I think, and this is just, and I'm patting myself on the back just a little bit, but Angie and I, that's my sister, she's also my cousin and my best friend, Angie, but we pride ourselves on customer service. And I tell people all the time, my business is really not line dancing. My business is providing you good customer service. Because if you don't provide good customer service, people will not come back to your classes. Like I tell people, I would rather go to a mediocre food restaurant and great service than go to a fabulous food restaurant and have terrible service.
Right.
Exactly.
Customer service for us is important. So I do a lot of little things that most line dance instructors don't do. But most line dance instructors, it's a hobby for them. So they wouldn't be expected to do all the things that I do.
Right.
But because
Okay.
it's a business, I do a lot of extra things. You know, I text my team, I text my students 2 days before class, the day of class, you know. I just do a lot of little things. And Angie is very good about remembering things. My memory is not as great as hers, but if you tell her one time, you know, my son just had a baby. The next time you come in, she's going to remember, say, how's the baby doing? You know, she's my frontline person. So
Okay.
they meet her before they meet me.
Okay.
And it's important that your frontline person is dynamite.
Mhm.
Because if they don't
Yeah.
like your frontline person, they're not going to like you.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work, but it's for me. I reap the benefits of it. So to me, it doesn't seem difficult.
Right.
And because I run my business literally from this little cell phone, I can sit in my bed and do a lot of the stuff
Okay.
that I need to do, you know. So where it's a lot of work, but you know, I'm comfortable doing it because I'm sitting in my chair. I'm comfortable, whatever it is. You know, because this phone is my life. I'm just gonna tell you all a quick funny story. One time in class, I couldn't find my phone at the end of class, and I said, Angie, lock the door. We're not leaving. Nobody's leaving. Because literally everything is on my phone, you know.
Okay.
And I learned a hard lesson with that because one time I lost everything. So now my phone is backed up to my Gmail, which is backed up to my PC, which is backed up to an external drive. So yeah, you learn the hard way. It was a hard lesson, but there's a lesson I needed to learn.
Good. Good.
There was something that you said that I like to piggyback off of. You said it's a lot of work. A lot of people see us as instructors teaching the class and they see the little jar with the money in it, or they see whoever, oh, she's making a lot of money, but they don't realize how much work it is behind the scenes. And I'm sure Marquise, you can attest to this as well. The flyers, the social media stuff we have to do. Then we have to keep account of this and keep account of that. We have to learn new dances in order to teach new dances. And it's like, it's constantly, like you said, Dawn, you said about laying in the bed, doing stuff. Honey, believe me, I've done a whole lot of group me texts in my bed, you know, oh, I forgot to tell them about this. And I'm texting, you know, and I forgot to tell them about that. Or I'll say, okay, our Christmas party coming. I got to send my Christmas party out again on Facebook, you know. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of paperwork, and people just see it and say, oh, I could do that. But not everybody who knows a dance can teach a dance.
Yeah.
I had a student one time who desperately wanted to teach a dance in class. And I'm always open to letting my students, if you want to, absolutely. So she came to me the first week and she said, I said, great, you're going to teach it next week? And she said, yes. So the next week rolled around. I said, are you ready? And she said, no. So I said, next week? She said, okay. The next week rolled around. I said, are you ready? She said, no. So by week 3, I said, are you ready? She said, Dawn, I had no idea how much work was involved. I said, I keep trying to tell you all that. It's a lot of work.
Right.
It's a lot of work. So yeah, you know, but it's rewarding, especially when it's yours. And Dawn, the
Yes.
Dancing Diva, and Dudes is mine. So
Right.
it's a lot of work, but I reap the benefits of it. So I love it. I'd rather be working for myself and, you know, doing this hard work as opposed to working for somebody else. And, you know,
Facts. So so when did you make the decision to make it a business? And because you see a lot of people, like you said, they make it as a hobby, but you made it a business. So when did you come to that decision?
you know, it's funny. I didn't really make a decision to do it. It just happened to me.
Okay.
You know, people kept asking me about classes. Can you come teach here? Can you come over here? My students, and I have to give credit to my students, because my students will say, oh, I stopped at my health center, you know, and they said they're looking for line dancing, or I mentioned to them that I know a line dancer. So as more classes came in, it just sort of worked out that way, which is in turn, I had to find somebody else to come teach. Tina was the first person I asked to come teach because I just didn't have any more time. I couldn't fit it into my schedule as people kept asking me to do classes. So I didn't make a conscious decision to do it. It made the decision for me.
Okay. The opportunity, the doors just open.
Right.
That's good.
And my students are just marvelous. And whenever an opportunity comes up that they know about, or they'll say, oh, there's a place opening by my house. It's a new health center, or it's a new doctor's office, or whatever the case may be, give them a call, Dawn. And so I get a lot of my, you know, information from my students who tell me about different places. And that's how I just continue to grow and continue to grow and continue to grow.
So how did you overcome the COVID shutdown?
So, yeah. So because a lot of the places where I teach, libraries, Oak Street Health, Gen Cares, those places that pay me, they wanted to continue during the pandemic, the shutdown. But we had, of course, to go virtual. And I initially started out with Facebook Live and ran into a lot of problems because Facebook would shut me off in the middle of class. You know, music infringement. They would just shut me down, you know, right in the middle of class. So actually, one of my girlfriends said to me, oh, I found this app. It's called Band App. You should check it out. So I did. Band App functions just like Facebook. It's almost identical to Facebook. Except there's two great things about it. First of all, I've not had any music infringement problems on Band App. And you can go live just like Facebook.
Okay.
And for my students, because I have lots of seniors, so, you know, change is difficult for seniors. Social media can sometimes be difficult for seniors. So when I had to pull a little, you know, I had to do a little tugging to get them to move on to Band App. But the best thing about Band App is they did not have to create a profile. They don't have to do friends. They don't have to do any of that. I send them the link. It asks for their name, and they can join the class without having to actually join band and do all of that. So that was a plus for me because I could not get them on Facebook, much less move them to something else. So this worked out great because here's the link. You can jump right in class with me without having to do all the work. Yes, they had to download the app to their phone, PC, or whatever, but that's all they really had to do. And I had to walk many of them through it and hold their hands and do it for them on their own. But you do what you have to do. You know, you do what you have to do. So Band just their live functions just like Facebook Live. You know. So that's what I did. I used Band, and I'm still using it because a couple of my libraries still don't want to go back inside. So I'm still doing virtual classes for them.
Okay.
So Band has been a lifesaver for me. Band was a lifesaver for me.
Okay. And that's Band App, BANDAPP?
Band App. And you just go to your, you know, so on your phone, you know, you go to your Play Store and you can find it on your Play Store. And it's just, and a couple other instructors here in the Chicagoland area used it as well during the shutdown. So it came in handy for quite a few people.
Okay. We want to say hi to Carla Gray. Hi, Carla. She said,
hey,
hi,
Carla. Hey, Katrina.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Katrina. I can see it. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in. We're having a great conversation here. So thinking about just what I was going to ask you was your class or your line dance families. Do y'all travel together?
We do. So not everyone travels, but quite a few of the divas will travel with me and without me. They love to get out there and go to the events. Because it's a business for me, travel sometimes gets sticky for me,
Okay. Yeah.
because for me to be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is money
Mhm.
out of my pocket, because those
Hello.
are days I'm teaching and I'm making money.
Right.
So sometimes I get a little bit of flack from people who say, not my students, but other people say, well, why don't you travel more? Because travel takes money out of my pocket. It doesn't put money back in
Mm,
my pocket.
right.
And so it's hard for me to say I want to give up a whole weekend of money,
Mhm.
Mhm.
because I'm putting out money, I'm not making any money. So travel gets a little sticky for me. So I don't travel as much as a lot of people do, but the divas go get out and travel. They travel a lot more than I do. And Ingrid, one of my instructors, well, she goes to everything.
Okay.
Ingrid goes,
Okay.
I love it because when she goes, she represents me.
Mhm.
She makes sure that she represents Dawn the Dancing Diva.
Okay.
And so I love that because I'm not there, but I am there, because she
Mhm.
takes care of that for me. So travel gets a little iffy for me because I just have to be careful about where my finances are going. I'm married, I have a husband, he pays the bulk of the bills, but I'm still here to help him.
Right.
So it's hard for me to give up a whole weekend, 4
Mhm.
days that I might have been teaching and making money, you know,
Right.
to travel, because if I travel, usually my team travels as well. So I don't usually have my team to, teach those classes while I'm gone. So it gets a little funny for me. So I have to be careful. And I also have to be careful about my students traveling. Now I have students who dance with other instructors here in the Chicagoland area, some intermediate, and they travel with them sometimes. And that's great. But for my beginners, I have to be sure that if I'm going to take them someplace, I have to know for sure that my beginners are going to get as much dance time as intermediate and advanced. And
Okay.
that causes a problem for me sometimes because unfortunately, beginners don't get a lot of play at a
Mm-mm.
lot of places. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to tell my students to spend, $400 or $500 over a weekend to travel someplace to be sitting in the seat,
Oh,
you know, yeah, the whole
Yeah.
time. So I have to be careful about that as well.
And
right.
that's good advice because in my early years of teaching, I did that. I took several of my dancers to Vegas. Now, not the Vegas Jam. We went to another line dancing event in Vegas because I didn't
Mhm.
know. I thought I was going to the Vegas Jam. Like I said, I was learning. And we went and we danced, I think the whole night of 5 hours, we danced to two songs that we knew. And that was Flashing and maybe the wobble or something. This was back in 2013, 14. And we went and we had a good time, but the whole night we're sitting there like this,
Right.
and so that's a good point that you bring out there that even though, there's teams and there's events that do a lot of the advanced dances or intermediate dances, we also have to consider the newbies and
Right.
give them, throw a wobble in there every once in a while or shake a tail feather or something that, something really easy that they can also do. They're not just sitting all night because the next event they don't want to come.
Exactly.
Because I paid my
Exactly.
money, like you said, $400 or $500 for a weekend, and I'm sitting all night, and
Right.
that's good advice right there. Marquise, you have to do some dances that us senior citizens can do at your event. I'm just kidding.
No, but at the end of the day, and I agree because as we all know that majority of the line dance community is beginner dancers at the
Mhm.
same
Mhm.
time, and definitely you always want to cater to beginner dancers as well because they make the community. Um,
Mhm.
but I know also us as leaders have to be mindful as far as knowing what the community is surrounded with as far as events. As you
Mhm.
just said, Don, there's not many line dance events out there for beginners.
Right.
Right.
And so you guys have to be strategic in where you invite people. But at the same time, we as leaders also have to, I'll say not everybody, but because it's all like you said earlier, it's in your lane, help elevate our classes. I think I forgot who else we were speaking to. And somebody they said they will teach their beginner dances like beginner dances, period. But sometimes they will sneak a intermediate dance on them, low intermediate, but they don't know it because they're
Mhm.
familiar with the steps.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Mhm.
sometimes we have to do that to kind of challenge our beginners because sometimes if not, we will get stuck and think that this is as far as we can go.
Right.
You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And we try to encourage it. But I definitely agree. that events should also cater to all levels and not make people
Right.
feel, like this is just a show for them to watch. At the same
Right.
time,
Exactly.
that.
And we
Now
want to
here
say hello
on
to to Grateful Vicky M. Hi,
Hey
Vicky.
Vicky.
Thanks for joining us. And
And
we
let,
said
you know
hi,
what?
Katrina Daniel. Go ahead.
Let me just make a point. It's so funny about Vicky.
Mhm.
I've never met Vicky. I've never met her. She doesn't live here, but
Okay.
she started dancing with me during the pandemic. And
Okay.
so she dances in a lot of my virtual classes. And I love it because I've gained some people from around the country that probably never would have danced with me ever had it not been for the pandemic in my virtual classes. So
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
yeah, that's been a real plus. And Vicky is one of those people. She dances in all my virtual classes. She's always there. Even if it's an old class, if I post an old class, she's like, "That's okay, Dawn. I got my steps in. I'm good."
That's good. That's good. I was going to say, you never know how many people actually tune into your virtual classes, because during the pandemic, I had started doing virtual classes because we couldn't, meet at brick and mortar. And so with the virtual classes, I was getting people like even the lady from London and people from all over the United States. And they say, well, why did you stop? Why did you stop? Well, we went back indoors.
Right.
So, I'm learning to teach indoors, and the virtual to me is good, but it takes a little work too.
It does.
My classroom, they know me. They know if I miss a step, they can tell me, okay, but you online teaching people from all over the country and you miss a step, then you can, oh yeah, I missed a step. How you go back? I'm like, see what happened was, they be like, that's not what she showed us at first. Oh God, now I'm really messed up,
And virtual is unfortunately not as much fun for the students or for me as an instructor,
Right.
because I'm used to having people in the room with me,
Mhm.
and I find myself talking to the camera. Y'all got that? Just find myself talking to the camera because, that's what you're so used to doing,
Right.
but
Yeah.
when I teach virtual, I would have another tablet up where I could see if they were chatting. So I could see. So if someone said, I need you to do it again or something, they put it, I could see that, so I
Okay,
could see what
right.
was going on. But I'm happy to be back indoors as well.
Yes,
Man.
yes.
So
Yeah.
you've been in the game for obviously over 10 years now. How much would you say the line dance community has changed for you from your experience?
Well, okay, so I think it has changed actually quite a bit. And I'm going to speak from Chicago, from the Chicago perspective of things.
Okay.
I think it has changed quite a bit because I think before, and I don't know if before I got in, but when I got into the I taught for 2 years before I knew anything about Facebook, the line dance community. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. And then I met Mark Reed, who is now my brother, and he pulled me in, and that's how I got acclimated to the line dance community. But when I first started, beginners were like, nobody talked to us. Nobody, it was, beginners was like everything was intermediate and advanced. But things have changed. I've seen over the years, where beginners are getting a little more, a little more play and a little more activity. And I like that. I love intermediate and I love advanced, but as you said, Marquise, beginners really are the bulk of the line dance community.
Right.
So I like seeing, that beginners are starting to get more attention than when I started. When I started in Chicago, the beginners didn't get that much attention, but now there's quite a few beginner line dance instructors in the Chicagoland area. We share, we talk all the time and we share share students, we share dances. So for me, it seems like a pretty, a nice change over for beginners. It's of course intermediate and advanced is never going to go away, and I think it's great. But from my perspective, it's good to see beginners getting more attention than they were when I first got into the community.
Okay. That's really good too. I was going to say, right now, Marquise, let's talk about it's almost, today is the last day for the dance of the month, the challenge dance of the month. What do you call it? You call it?
It's the Advanced Dance Challenge of the month.
Advanced Dance Challenge. Today is the last day.
Today
So, do you have the one for November?
Have you seen it? Have you seen it, Don? Have you seen my posts about it lately?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to get it back on Facebook and get off ban. But nah.
I live on Facebook.
You need to follow me now. You gonna follow me or something, you know. But anyway,
I have to look and see. I didn't know. Okay, I had to double check.
So,
Well, you know, I got kicked off of Facebook for a while. Facebook actually kicked me off
because you was doing some stuff, saying some stuff, and it was in slang and they
music music infringement, and so I got kicked off. And listen, it was ridiculous. I had to change my IP address on my computer and everything. Nobody in my house could get on Facebook. It was a mess. It was a mess.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Basically, as of I think it was July, but officially August, we had started doing advanced dance challenges. And the idea behind it was basically to try to encourage people to challenge themselves. You know what I mean? It was also to help people to get up and dance because, you know, some people were still kind of stuck since the COVID shutdown. And then also the challenge, and even one of my students had said this too, the challenge isn't really the dance itself. The challenge is you learning to dance on your own and posting it and making yourself vulnerable as far as people critiquing or even commenting on what you presented. That's the challenge. You know what I mean? Not the dance. Anybody can do the dance. So that's what we ask the people when they see the dance that's presented for that month. They learn the dance, post the dance, or tag me, and I will share it to our group so people can see it and show the support so you can inspire and encourage others to do the same. Because a lot of people don't know that, you know, they can do it until they see somebody else. You know what I mean? Sure. They look at us, they're like, oh, y'all can do anything, which ain't true. But, you know, at the same time. So this month was De La Ocho by Chris Blues. All right. And today is the last day for postings for those who's listening. If you're trying to get in before, you know. But nah, you can still get it in even afterwards. But yeah, because I had somebody who just posted July's challenge not too long ago. I was like, nah, it ain't too late. You good, I guess.
just 2-3 months late.
Is this too late? I'm like,
no, of course not. Well, I'm still waiting for Marquise. Marquise, what dance am I still waiting for you to do from the challenge?
Some beginner dance.
Pieces. Don't even try. Pieces.
Pieces are too advanced, Queen. I don't want to scare everybody. Now, Pieces was my challenge when I first started. That was a dance that stumped me so bad to the point, and I knew, and I felt like I could pick up any dance, and that dance stumped me so bad with the special and the I need a drink and all that other craziness. So I was like, I need a drink.
So Dawn, I'm going to ask you to think about it for a minute. A dance that you created, you wanted to be the dance of the week. Okay. But before that, we're going to do some trivia. So I want to do the first trivia question to our audience, and you have to type it in the chat, your answer in the chat, because you can win some money. And what I'll do after we ask the questions, the trivia questions, because we call this our trivia break. So I have to ask the question, you type it in the chat, and if you're the winner, I'll put my phone number up and you send me your Cash App and I'll send you your money. So that's how it works, okay? But you must type it in the chat. I don't take phone calls anymore because it just wasn't fair. Somebody get through, somebody couldn't, and it was just blocked. So we're going to do it on the chat, and that way you have the same chance. Now, it is a delay when you, so type fast, two-handed. That one finger might not get it and push it in. So my question is, Dawn said the biggest thing for her with her dancing is the reason why she does so good with her business is something that she really believes in her company. One of the biggest things that keeps her company open, keep it going, keep her students from coming back. And it's two words. And if you remember what that is, type it in the chat. Okay, it was 2 words that she said that is the biggest thing that keeps her customers coming back or her students coming back. Okay.
You remember it too, right?
I do.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Okay. So Marquis don't remember. That's why he's saying win the money this time.
I remember it. Oh,
you remember? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, look at Melva. You know who got it. Who got it first?
Right.
Melva. Every week. I'm telling you, that girl don't miss nothing. Okay, thank you, Melva. Melva got the first one. Okay, Marquise, you have one?
Yes, yes. All right. So when did Miss Dawn start teaching? Give me the month and year.
Okay. The month and year that Dawn started teaching. If you know, type it in the chat so you could try to win some money.
I gotta also tell you, Miss Donna, like I said, I saw you earlier on when y'all shared the video. And I told you this in person, but I also want to reiterate what I said was that it's your smile, your laughter that is extremely contagious. And you have some people who, like, when they smile, they pretty much breaks down your, because we always have this guard up, but when certain things that breaks it down. And I'm telling you, your smile and laughter alone was like so refreshing, especially when you was in the video doing the dance. You're like, hey, I was like, man, I mean, hey, I watched that video so many times, man. Nothing, boy. I tell you,
Thank you.
I'm glad you brought that out, Marquise. We talked about that last week. Remember that the facial. We had Diamond Green on, and she does face. It's called face, where you work the muscles in your face or whatever. And I always tell her that it's the way her face, makes you want to do the dance. And that's what I think what Marquise talking about you, that you're always smiling. You like you enjoy it. And I tell people, if you mess up and you having fun, okay, it's all good. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Because most of the time people don't know you messed up no way. A lot of people don't even know the dance,
And that's what I tell people. They don't know. They have no idea that you messed up. Just keep on dancing. But thank you, Marquise. That makes my day. Thank you.
Okay, so we have June 2011. We have July 2011. We have March 2011. So which one is the correct answer?
Melva, March 2011.
March 2011. I tell you, with all the money, Melva do not play. Okay, I'm telling you, Melva does not play. Okay, Dawn, can you give us the trivia?
Okay, so my trivia question is, how many instructors work for me?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, how many instructors work for Dawn? See if anybody.
Peaches said darn.
Darn.
He's right though. 3. She got it.
3. Okay, Peaches got it. All right, Washita. That's Washita. Good. Washita got the third one. Okay, and we have one more. Let's see. What are we going to ask? Okay. What is the name of Dawn's dance team? Or her dance group or her dance family? What is the name of her dance family? If anybody knows.
Make sure her twin don't come on here cheating either. We know who you are, twin. Don't come on here cheating.
They said the twin don't come on cheating. Okay. And while we're waiting for that answer, I want everybody to know that Dawn is a longtime member of the ICLDI, which is the International Consortium of Line Dance Instructors, which I'm also a member of and got my certification as well through that group. So it's an awesome organization led by Miss Sharon Lynn Holmes. And Dawn and I talk like all the time because we have monthly or bi-monthly chats, and we're a part of the executive team. And if you're looking for an awesome place, if you are a line dance instructor and you're looking for a place to get your certification and to learn more about line dancing, you can contact either one of us, Dawn or myself, or just go online to the International Consortium of Line Dance Instructors. I call it worldwide, but that's not on there.
And just to piggyback on that for any instructors, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, because I get a lot of backlash when I talk about it. It's not for everybody, but for people such as myself who teach full time, this is a business. I'm finding that the more places that I contact or that contact me about bringing classes to them, the first thing they say to me, and I think the Zumba brought this to the attention of line dancing, is, are you certified? Yep. Do you carry insurance? And are you CPR certified? But the first thing I'm finding that people ask me now is, are you certified? And I think Zumba brought that to the forefront because, in order to teach Zumba, you must be certified with Zumba. And so now these fitness centers and these other places are, they have Zumba. So now it's in their mind, well, I wonder if they're line dance certified. So for me, it's important. It's not for everybody. If you teach one class and that's all you're doing and you don't want to do anymore, it may not be for you.
Right.
But if you want to do more than that and you want to run a business, I can tell you hands down, first class, that it has been very important for me because I can say yes when I go to these places. I've been in places where it was me and somebody else, and that person wasn't certified, and they offered the class to me. So it does make a difference if it's going to be you're going to have more than one class.
You're going to be there for a while, right?
Yeah.
Keep doing it. You're right. It does. It teaches you how to count. I mean, a lot of things. Teaches you the different, like what's a 4 count, what an 8 count means, what is two beats. I mean beats, not count, beats. 2 beats, 4 beats, 8. I mean, you learn so much being a member of the international, and people like the ones who are really, 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 I say always in the know of line dancing are members. So you get to meet some of these members, you get to talk to them one-on-one. We get to see each other in the chats and things like that. So it is a great organization. ICLDI, International Consortium of Line Dance Instructors. Okay, so we have some answers. Someone said dancing divas and dudes. Someone said dancing divas. Someone said, dang, Melva. That was Kevin. Kevin said, dang you, Melva. He said, laugh out loud. And Melva had some tears coming down. It's like, well, see, I listen, So, Melva said, I will donate it, Kevin. Melva said she will donate to you, Kevin. Yeah, so let's see. We have just a few announcements. Let's see. Well, we have a Christmas party, but most of you are from out of town. But if you're in town or you plan to be in the Tampa Bay area, we have our Christmas party on Friday, December the 3rd, and it's going to be here in Tampa. And if you have you want more information, you can either go to our page, the Line Dance Connection, and make sure you put the THE, the Line Dance Connection, the line.com. Sorry, the Line Dance Connection. I had to think of my own thing. The LineDanceConnection.com. And for those of you who won money today, you can text me your Cash App to 813-407-1216, and I'll send you your money. And let's see, what else? Marquise, you have an event coming up in June?
Actually, you better, I hope it ain't June, Queen.
Oh, when is it? Awesome.
All right, it's on April 29th.
I got my registration right here on my desk.
You're going to be late.
I'll be late.
Really?
I'm sorry.
But yeah, event April 29th to May 1st, the 18th. We holding our first event. It's a big event. We're excited because it's our first event, really first main event for everybody. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of people are asking for a la carte. We normally would, but the problem is that we're gonna run out of tickets before we even get to that point. You know what I'm saying? And so, if you wait for a la carte, please don't wait too long because you can probably miss out on that if anything else. But we're excited about it, and we're gonna have a lot of energy, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun because we got some characters in the building, and it's gonna be ridiculous. So if you don't do any dancing, you're gonna do a lot of laughing. I tell you that.
Are you gonna have some beginner dances for us seniors?
Most definitely. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be no shake a tail feather queen, but
Okay, Marquise, tell people how they can register for your conference and a little bit about it, please.
Yes. So you can either come on our page, Facebook. You can type in either Line Dance Invasion in Tampa or hashtag LIC 2022. You can go to Eventbrite as well and type in Line Dance Invasion in Tampa or Line Dancing in Tampa, and we'll come up that way. Or you can just inbox me if necessary, and I can get the link to you as well. So make sure you get it as soon as possible because we're about to run out, no lie. And I really don't want to be the person to tell you like, I'm sorry, wait in the next 2 years or something like that. Because I love all y'all, and y'all all family. and I want y'all to be there. But y'all know how we get. We like to wait to the last minute to make a decision. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm just saying though. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely get with me if you're ready.
Okay. What about you, Dawn? Do you have any big events coming up that you'd like everybody to know about?
No, nothing yet, because I'm still a little. I'm still a little nervous, Nelly, about the.
Okay,
You know,
that's fine.
yeah. So we're doing Christmas parties locally. For my
Right. Okay.
for the Dancing Diva family, I'm doing Christmas parties, but nothing big. But I'm sure we'll probably have something next year. Probably maybe not be till October or November. But I just have to get. I know this is our new normal. I just have to get it in my mind that it's our new normal.
Okay.
And I'm getting there slow but sure. So yeah. So I will definitely keep you posted about anything coming up.
Okay. And I forgot to go back. Dawn, I asked you for the dance of the week, a dance that you created that you want us to look at this week. So we need a dance from you.
Smooth Diva Brunch. Smooth Diva Brunch.
Mhm.
You'll like it, Marquise. You'll like it.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Smooth Diva Brunch. Got it.
Smooth Diva Brunch.
Okay. Is it a beginner's or intermediate level dance?
It's maybe a high level beginners, but it's not fast. It's smooth. I like a lot of the smooth R&B stuff. But it's a very nice. Of course, it's a very nice day. It's a very nice day.
Yes.
I'm not the greatest. I didn't get into the business to choreograph.
Mm-hmm.
My team likes to choreograph, and Mark likes to choreograph. So I've created some dances with them. But I really, prefer teaching other people's dance. I like to teach dances of choreographers that don't get a lot of play.
And that's awesome. Thank you for teaching ours, because we don't get a lot of play, but thank you.
There's so many great dances that don't come from names that people know.
Right.
So many great dances that just kind of, don't get seen. So that's kind of what I look for, those dances that people normally would not see. And then they seem like, oh, that's a great dance, because, we don't see those from the, the not named, choreographers. So
is there a reason you feel, or why do you think it's like that, out of curiosity?
Well, because there are, and this is just my opinion, everyone knows the big names in line dance. Everybody knows the big name choreographers. We all know them. We all do their dances. We love them. Beginners, intermediate, advanced. We love them because, we love these names. But I just think that because people are not big names in the community, and people just don't look for them. They don't look for those dances because they don't know who those people are, before I was, Dawn the Dancing Diva, nobody knew who I was. And a lot of people still don't know who I am. So when I create a dance, it does well here, because I'm gonna make it do well in my classes.
Right.
And sometimes they may get out a little bit someplace else, but not very much. So I like to try to find those dances and bring them out, because once they get out and people see them, then other people will start to do them. But I just think the little people should get as much play as anybody else, especially if they got a great, and every dance is not great, but I mean, if I see one that's great, I do it. I want to do it. And I love when they say, wow, you did my dance. Cause I feel the same way when somebody does my dance. I'm like, wow,
Right. Exactly.
I don't get that kind of, so that's why.
What's a suggestion would you give to those little people that's creating dances that don't really get to play? Like, what suggestions would you kind of have, or advice could give them that kind of help them get their dances out?
To be more, to be seen more. A lot of people don't, they just don't get out there. They're not out there.
They don't post them either.
Yeah, they don't post them, so, and I don't post a lot either. I post on my page. I post on Easy Peasy. I post on Universal. I don't post on a lot of pages either. And I think probably I need to probably do that more to get my dances out. And I would say the same for other people. Just, get them out there in the community where people could see them. Because I think even some of the big wigs, if they see them, they would be like, wow, that's a great dance. I would teach that dance.
I can tell you,
it's just being more, visible.
I can tell you this is that, even, I'm on Facebook heavy as well too. So I watch for everything. And I see, I guess, as you say, the little people who are creating dances as well too. And I see some of these dances, and they're cool for the most part. Um, I think most people don't know them because one, they don't post as much. A suggestion and tip I'll probably give is, instead of, 'cause I know you want to be recognized, but I think what we did early on is that we invested, and we still do invest time in learning other people's dances and posting their dances.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because
Exactly.
then people recognize you as the individuals who do other people's dances versus you posting all your dances all
All
the
your
time.
dances,
You know
true.
what I mean?
100%. I agree with you 100%.
So
Because if they see a name doing a dance, somebody who
Mhm.
has a name in the community, they see you doing it. Oh, well, he's doing it. It must be a good dance. We
Must
want
be
to
a
do
good
it.
dance. Right.
Back. So yeah, once you start doing that, it's like you give before you ask, for you take, in a sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And so I
I
think
was
that's
just,
what. Go ahead, Queen.
no, I said that's how I felt when I saw Dawn. She was doing our dance. I was like, oh my God, they doing our dance. You would have
Right.
thought a million people had hit our dance. I was excited because of one person,
Mhm.
and that was, so I understand. Like when you see somebody doing Baby What's Happening, Marquise, you're like,
Mhm.
you're excited. That's my dance, and they're doing my dance. The same thing with you, Dawn. When you put a dance out and they doing your dance, they doing my dance. It makes a
Mhm.
difference. Well, y'all,
Trust
we
me, Marquise, they're going to be doing Baby What's Happening in Chicago for a long time.
okay. For real. Yeah, we love that dance. We love it. So now we're gonna look at Smooth Diva Brunch. We're gonna
Yes.
look at that dance this week from Dawn. And we need to do our shout outs because we got to come to a close. We're about to be out of time. So, Dawn, you want to go first and give us some shout outs?
So, of course, I got to shout out my team, Angela
Mhm.
Lott Williams, Tina Bowman, Linda
Uh-huh.
Mines, Ingrid Stevens. We have a +1. She's not technically on my team, but she's always available when I need her. That's Yvette Roberts. Everybody calls her One Wall.
Okay.
And she loves all the one wall dances. She loves all.
Okay.
But my mentor in the business is Miss Georgia Griffin. And
Mhm.
I love her like nobody's business. She's been teaching over 30 years and she has mentored me so much. And I love her so much. But my team is my number one. They are my ride or die.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Got it. All right. Congratulations. And Marquise, you have any shout outs this week? Thank you, Dawn.
Yeah. Shout out to Dawn coming through with her energy always, with a smile. We definitely love it. We need it and everything. Shout out to Queen for the platform. Definitely, we appreciate that, to be able to communicate, the supporters that came on, just interacting. We do appreciate y'all listening and everything else, and also for the supporters to our event. We thank y'all so much, man, and we look forward to make sure you guys have the most amazing time as possible. As well as experiencing Tampa at the same time. So definitely we appreciate that.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. And we ask you to please subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook page. And we are running this platform off donations. Marquise hasn't been paid this year yet. I got to wait till we get some money. But our cash app is $ the LDC, stands for the Line Dance Connection. Or PayPal is paypal.me/Queen Sheila. No amount is too small. We appreciate you just to keep this platform going because Restream is expensive. It does not play. But we thank you for tuning in with us. Next week, we're going to have Claudette Melton Morrison from Georgetown, South Carolina is going to be our guest. Same time, same bat station. And Dawn, we always like to close with a positive. I haven't done it in a while, but I have a little poem. Mark, you see you laughing. I ain't there yet.
Hold on real quick, Queen.
And this one is for you, Dawn. It says, a woman has strengths that amaze men. She can handle trouble and carry heavy burdens. She holds happiness, love, and opinions. She smiles when she feels like screaming. She sings when she feels like crying and cries when she's happy and laughs when she's afraid. Her love is unconditional. There is only one thing wrong with her. She sometimes forget what she is worth. And I know that's not you, Dawn, that you never forget what you're worth because your team loves you. We love you. We thank you for coming on our podcast today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. I want to shout out to Marquise and the A team. I want to shout out to Dawn and the Dancing Divas and everybody who tuned in today. We love you. And we never close our broadcast without saying love is no good unless you give it away. So here's some of mine. You got to catch it, Dawn. You got to catch it. Oh, you got it. Okay, the Marquise hands. Appreciate y'all. Love you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Yes, and we'll hopefully see you next week at the same time. We're going to have, like I said, Claudette Melton Morrison. And this is the phone number for those who won today. It was Melva, and Washington. and Kevin, Melva says she's gonna give you one of her prizes, so you make sure that you give me your cash app so I can give you the other prize. So we thank you so much for tuning in. Love y'all. Have a blessed week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Thanks, Dawn. Bye bye.
Thank you for having me. Take care. Bye, Marquise.
Bye.